In this video, you will learn how to convert MS Word documents to PNG image arrays using the Cloudmersive Convert API in Python. We'll be demonstrating this conversion in Google Colab for quick and easy testing, and we'll use complementary, ready-to-run code examples from the Cloudmersive API console to structure our API request. Before we get started, it's important to note that we'll need to get a free API key to use this service. We can get a free API key by creating a free account on the Cloudmersive website, and that will allow up to 800 API calls per month with 0 commitments. After we've created a free account, we'll find the code we need by navigating to the API console tab in our management portal. From here, we'll select the Convert API option to head to the Convert API console page. We'll navigate down to the Convert document path, and we'll click on the tab called Convert Word DOCX document to PNG image array. In this window, we'll find brief documentation describing the API capabilities, and we'll have the option to try it out without using any code if we want. Below that, we'll notice a detailed response model which indicates how the API returns our PNG array once our documents are converted. We'll notice that our images are actually returned as URLs to streamline the download process once our conversions are complete. I'll demonstrate how to properly handle this response in just a few minutes. At the bottom of this window, we'll click on the Python tab to bring up Python code examples. We'll find all our Convert API client imports pre-structured in here, along with a custom API exception library. Below that, we'll find structured code snippets that are ready to handle configuration, instantiation, and API responses with a few minor changes. To get started, we'll click on the Install Python SDK dropdown and bring up the client library installation command. We'll copy this command and the rest of our code, and we'll paste that in our environment. The first thing we'll actually do in here is add the requests library to our imports. We'll use this to convert our PNG URLs to actual PNG documents later on. Next, we'll copy our pip command and run it in its own module. Once installation is complete, we'll make some changes to our code. First, we'll replace this API key placeholder text here with our own API key string. Second, we'll replace the file path placeholder string with a local path to a Word document. Third, we'll remove the print statement in the try except block and replace that with some code that correctly writes our resulting PNG images to new files on our local path. Since I'm working in Colab, I've stored my API key in the Secrets tab. I'll be replacing my API key placeholder text with the example code that Colab provides, and I'll of course add the necessary import for that method as well. After that, I'm uploading a multi-page Word document to my local path. As the name indicates, this file contains a few pages of lorem ipsum text. I'm then replacing the placeholder file path with the local path to my actual file. Lastly, I'm removing the print line down at the bottom. All this would do is print the full response object, which doesn't interest me. We want to create PNG files on the local path, and we can do that easily if we pay close attention to our API response structure. The bulk of our response object is an array of nested objects called PNG result pages. Each object contains a URL to converted PNG contents relative to the page number it came from in the original docx file. All we need to do is iterate through this object and download content from each URL using the requests library we imported earlier. We can also name each file relative to the page it came from in the original Word document, just to stay organized. We'll take care of all of this now. I'm first creating a variable called newFile and assigning it to an empty string. Below that, I'm creating a for loop that directly iterates through the PNG result pages object in the API response object. We can access that object attribute using standard dot notation. Now I'm assembling my file name using the newFile variable. I'm giving my file a name, then incorporating a string version of the page number attribute from the current object in this loop. And finally, I'm adding a PNG extension. Below this, I'm writing a with open statement to write binary content to my newFile variable. In my write method, I'm using the request.get method from the request library to fetch the URL attribute from the current object. And I'm then specifying that I want the resulting content from that operation. Now I can simply close each file at the end of my loop, and I'll generate exactly one new file per page of my original document. Now I'll run my code so we can see the result. As we can see, I now have a series of PNG images which follow my preferred naming convention. I can download and view as many of these as I want to make sure they contain the right content. And that's all there is to it. This is a really quick and easy solution for creating immutable image versions of Word document content. If you have any questions for us after following along with this walkthrough, please feel free to contact a member of our team.